Al-Biruni, the mind of the future. Welcome to our English learning series. Imagine a scientist who lived 1,000 years ago. But he thought like a modern person. He uses experiments. He asks difficult questions. He is not afraid of the truth. He was like a time traveler, a modern mind in the ancient world. This man was Al-Biruni. Did you know he is called a universal genius? The word genius means a person who is incredibly smart and creative. He was a master of many things, a scientist, a historian, an astronomer, who studies stars, a mathematician and a pharmacist who knows about medicines. He lived in the 10th and 11th centuries. This was a special time called the Islamic Golden Age. During this time, while Europe was in the Dark Ages, the Persian world was the center of science. Al-Biruni wrote about everything. He wrote about the stars, rocks, and metals. He wrote about many countries and many religions. He believed in one thing: knowledge. He was from Khwarezm, today's Uzbekistan. Long ago, it was part of the Persian world. His life was full of adventure and challenges. It was a life of searching for the truth. His story begins in a village. His family was not rich. As a boy, he was very curious. He loved learning languages. He learned Arabic, Sanskrit, and Greek. He knew that to understand other people, you must first understand their language. But his life was not easy. There were many wars. Because of war, he had to leave his home. He traveled a lot. He lived in Gorgan, a city near the Caspian Sea. He worked for the king there. Later, he was taken to the court of the great king Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni. Sultan Mahmud was a powerful military leader from the Ghaznavid dynasty. When the Sultan went to war in India, he brought Al-Biruni along. For Al-Biruni, this was not a war. It was a great opportunity. He could finally see India with his own eyes. Al-Biruni stayed in India for many years. He did not just stay in the king's palace. He traveled. He talked to the local people. He talked to their wise men. He wanted to understand their culture. So, in his 50s, he did something amazing. He learned Sanskrit, the ancient and difficult language of India. He did this so he could read their holy books and science books himself, without help. He did not want to rely on translations. After many years of study, he wrote his most famous book. It is known as Al-Biruni's India in English. This book is a treasure. It is a complete guide to the India of 1,000 years ago. He wrote about their religion, Hinduism, their science, their astronomy, and their daily life. He wrote everything with great respect and honesty. He did not judge them. He just wanted to understand and explain. Because of this book, people today call him the founder of Indology. Al-Biruni did not just believe old stories. He tested them. There was a very old myth. People believed that if a snake looks at a special green stone, an emerald, its eyes will explode. Many people believed this story. Even poets like Rumi and Nizami wrote about it. But Al-Biruni said, "I must test this myself." So, what did he do? He put an emerald in front of a snake. He waited. Nothing happened. He did this again and again, for 9 months. Finally, he wrote, "This story is a myth. It is not true." This shows his amazing scientific mind. He was a true empiricist, someone who believes in tests and careful watching. Al-Biruni made some of the most incredible discoveries in history. Here are a few of his famous ideas. The Earth is round, and it is so big that I can measure its size. 1,000 years ago, Al-Biruni climbed a mountain. Using simple math and geometry, he measured the radius of the Earth. His result was 99% right when we compare it to modern satellite data. This showed how smart he was. It was an unbelievable achievement. If the Earth is round, there must be another great land on the other side of the ocean. Based on his calculations, he guessed that a huge land must exist across the ocean. He was describing the Americas, almost 500 years before Christopher Columbus. The best way to know the truth is to test it, again and again. This was his philosophy for all of science. Don't just believe what you hear. Observe, measure, and experiment. There is a famous story about the last moments of Al-Biruni's life. He was very old, around 80 years old. He was on his deathbed. A friend came to visit him. Al-Biruni, with his last breath, asked his friend a difficult question about a math problem. His friend was surprised and said, "Master, is this the time for this?" Al-Biruni replied, "Which is better, to know the answer to this question and then die, or to die ignorant of it?" He learned the answer, and then he peacefully passed away. His mind was curious until the very end. Al-Biruni was a giant of science and history. He was a man who believed in reason, observation, and respect for other cultures. His work in mathematics, astronomy, geography, and history was centuries ahead of its time. He is a national hero in Iran and Uzbekistan. People in Iran celebrate Al-Biruni Day in early September to remember him. There is even a crater on the moon named Al-Biruni to honor him. That is why people still celebrate him today. He is the universal genius. He is the man who measured the world. And he is the great scientist who teaches us to always ask questions and to always search for the truth. Thank you for learning about Al-Biruni with us. Which of Al-Biruni's amazing achievements surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more videos about Persian culture and history.